If you're thinking about buying the Mercer Millennia 7-inch Santoku knife, hold up, because I'm about to reveal what you need to know before spending your hard-earned cash. This knife promises sharpness, durability, and professional-level performance at a budget-friendly price of just $22.76. But here's what surprised me. Despite its glowing 4.6-star rating on Amazon, there are some critical problems that could make this knife more trouble than it's worth. I'm going beyond the hype to give you the honest, no-fluff truth, so you can decide if this knife really deserves a spot in your kitchen drawer. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, stick around because I'll share a few unexpected pros and cons that most reviews don't mention. And trust me, you'll want to hear them if you're serious about your cooking game. Whether you're a home chef wanting an upgrade, a beginner looking for a reliable all-rounder, or a pro on a budget, this review is designed to help you avoid wasting money on a knife that doesn't quite cut it. Now let's face it, a Santoku knife is supposed to be a versatile kitchen workhorse, perfect for slicing, dicing, and mincing everything from onions to herbs. The Mercer Millennia claims to tick all these boxes with its high-carbon Japanese steel blade and ergonomic handle. Sounds like the dream knife, right? Well, not so fast. Here's the thing. This knife has a solid construction featuring one-piece steel forged from high-carbon Japanese steel. That usually means sharpness retention and easy edge maintenance. Basically, a sharp knife that won't quit on you. It also boasts a textured, ergonomic handle designed for comfort and a secure grip. On paper, this sounds like the kind of tool that would make cooking a breeze. So, why do some users report it feeling unbalanced or just off in hand? First, let's talk about the blade quality. High-carbon steel is a fantastic choice for sharpness and toughness. However, in the Mercer Millennia, the steel seems prone to quick dulling if not properly cared for. Amazon reviewers and cooking enthusiasts have noted that the blade edge dulls surprisingly fast if you're chopping tougher vegetables or engaging in heavy-duty prep work. For a knife priced under $25, that might still sound reasonable. But if you expect a professional-grade tool to hold its edge longer, you might be in for some disappointment. Here's a twist you didn't expect. Despite urging customers to wash the knife by hand with mild soap and a soft towel, the handle material doesn't always play nicely with regular exposure to water. Prolonged soaking or dishwasher use, which the brand strictly warns against, can lead to handle degradation or a slippery grip. In real kitchen chaos, who remembers to baby-proof their knives between each use? If your knife handle becomes slippery, you risk losing control and maybe even a finger. That's not a joke, but speaking of jokes, why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing with this knife. Okay, back to business. Another issue is balance and weight. Many users mention that the knife feels either too blade-heavy or oddly weighted due to the one-piece design. That can cause hand fatigue during extended chopping or mincing. Antithetical to the ergonomic handle, benefits the product description touts. In comparison to other Santoku knives, this one lacks that harmonious balance that makes cutting feel effortless. But don't write it off yet. The Mercer Millennia 7-inch Santoku does shine in specific tasks. It truly excels at chopping softer veggies, mincing herbs, and slicing garlic with precision without crushing. Because of the blade's shape and length, it's a perfect fit for fast prep work like dicing onions or shredding cabbage when you're multitasking. It's also great for beginner cooks who want a quality knife, but aren't ready to splurge on expensive Japanese knives. Think of this as your trusty sidekick rather than your kitchen hero. And here's an interesting tidbit for those who appreciate design. The handle's textured finger points actually do a good job preventing slips under dry or lightly damp conditions. The grip definitely feels safer and more secure than smooth plastic handles on some budget knives. So, if you're clumsy in the kitchen or prone to dropping knives like they're hot potatoes, this model might help keep things in hand. Now, if you're wondering whether this knife stands up well over time, I've got a story for you. A friend of mine bought this knife a year ago and loved it initially. She used it mostly for her weekly meal prep and adored the sharp edge. But after 6 months, she noticed significant dulling and some minor rust spots around the spine, even though she followed the recommended hand wash routine. The handle began to show signs of wear, with the texture smoothing out and becoming a bit slick. She started considering investing in a higher-end knife set, but I told her to wait, because sometimes budget knives teach you what's worth paying for. Here's a question to keep you thinking. Are you more likely to sacrifice some longevity and sharpness for affordability and decent day-to-day performance? Or would you rather invest in a superior blade that keeps its edge but costs more upfront? This is the classic kitchen conundrum. Before you make that leap, remember that knives are an investment. A good Santoku knife should be easy to maintain and comfortable to use daily. The Mercer Millennia scratches the surface but falls short on longevity and balance compared to pricier alternatives. That said, it's still a significant step up from cheap supermarket knives, and its price-to-performance ratio is surprisingly decent. Let me sprinkle in another joke as we recap. Why don't skeletons fight each other in the kitchen? They don't have the guts, just like this knife might not have the toughness for heavy-duty chopping. Okay, perhaps my humor is as sharp as the blade, but let's get serious again. If you decide to go for the Mercer Millennia 7-inch Santoku, here are a few tips to maximize your satisfaction. Always hand wash immediately after use, dry thoroughly to avoid rust, and regularly hone the blade with a sharpening steel to keep it slicing like a dream. Also, avoid chopping very hard items like bones or frozen foods, as this knife isn't built for that kind of abuse. Now, for the viewers who fall into these categories: home cooks who want a reliable knife for everyday veggies, beginner chefs learning the ropes, or budget-conscious buyers looking for a decent Santoku without breaking the bank, this knife can still be a solid contender. The ergonomic handle and sharp initial edge mean it handles basic prep well. Just don't expect a lifetime tool without proper care. To sum it up, the Mercer Millennia 7-inch Santoku knife offers quality features: high-carbon Japanese steel, ergonomic grip, and professional design cues, at a budget price. However, its tendency to dull faster than professional-grade knives and handle wear issues mean you should manage your expectations. It's a knife that earns a good value rating rather than an outstanding one. Hopefully, this honest review has helped you avoid buyer's remorse or guide you in your search for the perfect kitchen blade. And here's a final tidbit to leave you with a smile. Why did the chef refuse to fight with this knife? Because it would be a cutting argument. No more chopping around the point. This is the straight talk you need. If you want to check out the Mercer Millennia 7-inch Santoku for yourself, or grab the best price and latest deals, I've dropped a link down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest reviews that help you cook smarter, not harder. Thanks for watching, and happy chopping.